What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of Fort Fitness, where we make meals that hit our goal our way. Today we are making a loaded potato skin, so let's go and get into it. All right, so like I said, we are doing the loaded baked potato skins. We got 4 russet potatoes here, and I already got my oven preheated at 425. I'm gonna poke some holes in these, and then they go in there for like 45 to 50 minutes while we get everything else ready for the dish. Today I don't have no co-star with me, but that's cool. I ain't tripping on it. You know, we gonna have us a little us talk, I guess. I guess I'll let y'all get to know me. I am a very private person, but I'll share my life and my little journey, my big journey with y'all. So on Instagram and all platforms, I go by Black Hercules. My real name is actually Micah. I'm 30 years old. I stay in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm a Scorpio, so you already know the vibes. You know, I'm cool, chill, private, low-key individual. I'm from Florida, but I grew up on the east side of Atlanta. I got 2 sisters, and I'm the youngest, and I'm the only boy, of course, because I said I got 2 sisters. And I'm just giving y'all background right now. I ain't even got into no real deal stuff. What else can I tell y'all? So yeah, I think that's pretty much it as far as like the basics, as far as me. Can't think of nothing else right now. But yeah, I'm just a young guy who grew up on the east side. Lord, okay. Grew up on the east side, and I always been into cooking. You know, growing up, I used to, probably heard me say this on here before, I used to stay in the kitchen with my grandma and them. Used to stay in the kitchen with my grandma and them because I used to like to cook from a very young age. And like my cousins and stuff would be outside. I'm in the house playing with their measuring cups and everything. Brief intermission. While I'm talking to y'all and preparing everything, I'm gonna go ahead and put these potatoes that I have already stabbed with a fork, coated in oil, in the oven. And I didn't salt them because I'm gonna put salt on the inside once I actually cut them open, because everything in Fort Fitness is also low sodium, so that's why I didn't do that. Put them on the bottom rack because they gotta cook for a little minute. So what I'm gonna get started on now is like a lot of people use sour cream, but since this is gonna be a high protein dish, we are going to use non-fat Greek yogurt, and I want a little flavor to it, so I'm going to do like a garlic flavor. But yeah, so like while all my cousins was in the house, I mean outside, playing with playing outside or whatever, doing what they was doing, I was in the house with my grandma and them trying to figure out them family recipes and everything like that. You get what I'm saying? So I always knew I wanted to do something culinary wise, right? Um, so fast forward, my mama didn't used to like to cook like that. Like growing up, you know, put her business out there like that. But she wasn't like one. She could cook, but she ain't like to cook like that. So I used to experiment once I got of age with like different dishes and stuff like that. And I used to experiment with different dishes like that. And of course, that was definitely a trial and error period for me. So some stuff was not good, some stuff was good, but I was legit learning, trying to figure it out or whatever. So those was my beginnings as far as like cooking wise. Fast forward to me. Oh no, and I used to watch the Food Network all the time. So like whenever I used to see something on there, I used to try to recreate it if it was something that I was confident in doing. I remember the first thing I tried to make for real, like big dish wise, was broccoli and cheese casserole. Came out horrible. Okay, I'm talking about crunchy rice, soggy broccoli, dry, just horrible. And it was definitely a learning lesson for me. Like, okay, well you got to get it together. You can't be cooking like that if you like to cook. You can't have stuff like that if you like to cook. So I didn't let that discourage me, essentially. Like I still got back in the kitchen and I was trying to figure it out. Like I just knew I wanted to be a cook. So I did what I had to do. Fast forward to me going to, I was going to say college. Fast forward to me going to high school. I went to the Great Redan High School in Stone Mountain. And we had a culinary program. Shout out to Miss Charlotte Joy. She was our culinary instructor and she was over the culinary team. And I'm going to take my non-fat Greek yogurt and I'm going to weigh out 100 grams of this. You know, you guys already know when you're weighing out stuff on the scale, you are going to put the item that you are weighing on. So like for me, I'm weighing my stuff out in a deli container. So I'm going to put that on here and I'm going to hit tear so it can put the weight back at 0. So we're doing 100 grams. But yeah, so Miss Joy was our culinary instructor and she was so strict and like she was strict, but it wasn't like in a bad way. It was like she wanted us to be great at what we were doing and she was very competitive. So in turn, we had to be competitive or whatever. And my love for cooking essentially grew from there even more. And like I said, I used to be on the competition team, so I used to be in class. Sometimes we would make dishes or whatever for like pre-competition stuff and everything like that. And like people would have to try it. People always loved my food and everything like that. Even like the teachers. Like teachers usually didn't even like eat the food that the kids used to make, but they used to eat me and my homegirl Aaliyah. We was the only two food they used to eat. I don't know if it's because they trusted us or it's because it was good, but either way, it was like a good sign that they wanted to eat our food. So I always knew I was just that one. You get what I'm saying? I'm just gonna season this up with a little pepper and Mrs. Dash, just to give it a little vroom, vroom, vroom. And I'm gonna take my immersion blender and get that blended up. And this is actually going to chop the garlic up even more and make it smooth. But yeah, so we was the only two people that food they used to like to eat. I'm gonna add me a little water in here, y'all. I might add some more a little later on just to give it the consistency I want, but I'm gonna start off with a little bit because you can always add, but you can't take away. Remember that. So, like I was saying, me and Aaliyah food was the only food that they really liked eating or whatever. So that definitely was a boost of confidence for me. And we used to win our competition. So yeah, I just knew. That just made me cocky. Okay. So then after high school, I took a year off because I didn't know what the heck I wanted to do. I didn't take it serious as far as like my other friends with trying to figure out a school to go to and all that. It used to be a regret of mine. Now it's not, because I make a lot more money than some of them now anyway. But that's neither here nor there. But I took a year off, and then I went to culinary school. I'm doing 60 grams of turkey bacon. So I did. I went to culinary school at Le Cordon Bleu. I enrolled to go there. Had a really good time. Learned a lot. Well, not necessarily. I learned a lot. Can't even lie about that. I did learn a lot, but I got certification behind my name essentially from there. So it was a very fun experience being there. Met a lot of cool people. I don't really connect. I don't talk to a lot of them now, but while I was there, it was cool. Met a lot of people or whatever. Got classical French cooking, and yeah, it was a pretty cool thing there. Being there, learned a lot. Like I said, I used to work at a call center in the daytime and used to go to school at night. So I was dedicated, I guess you can say, because who working an 8-hour shift and then going to school that you standing up on your feet on right after that? And chefs are mean. So the instructors were mean. However, one thing I didn't like about but going to school, I knew I didn't want to be a chef that only worked in the service industry. You know what I'm saying? Like, what I mean, well, you probably don't get what I'm saying, but what I mean by that is I didn't want to be, they always talked about long hours, your pay when you first start is gonna be low, and I was always I want some money. Okay, so I never wanted to work in a place where I wasn't gonna be getting top dollar, right? So when I left culinary school, I was in a place of, ooh, y'all, I'm actually gonna add some of these green onions into my mixture there. And I'm going, ooh. I'll get that up in a minute. So I knew that that wasn't the route for me, right? So I started my own catering company. It was called Exquisite Taste. And I used to do private events, catering events, and like date nights with your boo. I used to do the whole thing where you set it up with the flower rose petals that lead up to it and everything. Real cutesy, real demure, that type of vibe. But I was my own boss. I made my own prices, and I had clientele. So that's what I did when I first left culinary school or whatever, right? All while being a bartender too. Yep. I like making drinks, a little alcohol. So that's what I used to do. And I lost my train of thought again. And yeah. Dang, what I was saying, y'all. Or what was I getting at? What was I about to get at? I can't remember. Woo. It's not coming to me. I was gonna shock myself. But this thing would know that with this water on this plug, that was gonna be ugly. Oh yeah, I was saying how I used to do the private events and stuff like that. So that was a lane for me that was really cool or whatever, and I loved it. It turned into me doing like meal preps for people, anything cooking wise that I could do on my own time. I essentially did that as well, because like I said, I wanted to be my own boss. So I did that all the way from when I got out of culinary school up until like the pandemic time frame. And then I slowly began to just do bartending. I'm not gonna say like I lost my love for it, but lost my love for cooking, but it was like that was beginning to feel too much like work for me. And I love freedom. Even though I was making my own schedule and all of the things, like I could decide if I wanted to take a client, woo, it was still just felt like work to me. So I ended up stopped doing that, and I was bartending. I know that sounds crazy, like you left doing your own thing to go clock in at somebody's job. Yes, because the money is quick. The money is quick, easy, and yeah, I worked less days or whatever. Leave with cash, might get something on a check. The money just good or whatever. But I fell victim to working for somebody else or punching a clock. And then I had to figure out like, well, what I want to do or whatever. Didn't know. Then I had like a really bad, had a really bad breakup. Right? And it's crazy how a breakup can like put a lot of things in perspective for you. Cause I thought that was gonna be my little forever person or whatever. Cause we was together for like 7 years. But like while I was doing all that with chefing and everything like that, I was, we was down with each other. Then I found out that I was getting cheated on, girl. And it wasn't like no regular cheating. It was like completely like, oh, this nigga, let me say it like that. Oh, this boy living a whole different life or whatever. And I can't even like blame it all on him, because we was, like I said, we was together for 7 years. We was both started out young or whatever like that. So we both basically was doing stuff to each other. But it was just like, for me, that was just too much. Like I couldn't even handle that or whatever, right? So we called it a quit. And I essentially had to look inward to like see how I could change my life. So I got into fitness, and then I saw there was a need. I wanted to do like a complete 180 from the person that I was to the person that I am now. Because before, yeah, I used to do all of those things as far as like in my own business, but I felt like I was just doing it just to do it. It wasn't like I was doing it because I knew I had a specific goal I wanted to reach and all this and all that. I just was doing it because it was something that I like to do. So essentially what I'm saying is that I wasn't necessarily like purpose or goal driven. So for me, I had to figure out my actual lane that I wanted to be in. So I began to start transforming my mind, my body, my soul, and my finances. Essentially, that's where the alchemy part from Black Alchemy came from. It's a play on the name. I said like I go by Black Hercules. So I just wanted to keep that in alignment with that. So I go by Black Alchemy, Hercules. The business name for my digital products is called Black Alchemy. So that's the story behind that. Because alchemy is all about transformation. So I got mentors for a lot of different things. I got a spiritual mentor. I got a personal trainer. And I got a finance mentor who actually, the group also does like mindset as well. It's called the Mailbox of Millionaires. My mentor is Ramel Newells. My personal trainer is Mr. Lost Heart Fit. So I'm drawing a blank again, y'all. I feel like it's because I feel like I'm talking to myself, but I know this is gonna be posted, so I'm talking to y'all. But yeah, I did all of that. I did all of the work. I'm still doing the work, honestly, to transfer my body, spirit, mind, and finances. But I wanted to get back to my roots of doing something with cooking. So I essentially took the knowledge that I had from growing up cooking, going to culinary school, learning all these different terms, how to do this, how to do that, and then I paired it with the knowledge that I got from my trainer, as far as like the meal plans I got from him, and then just like being in a nutritional environment. You know, you learn things, you pick up on things. I did have nutrition classes in culinary school, so it wasn't like I didn't know certain things. But it's like I combined all of that, and I was able to transmute it into something that I could give to the public, which is where Fork Fitness came from. Okay. As far as like leveling up my finances, I'm learning how to, my credit is A1. I'm learning how to obtain business funding, transfer that into like purchasing cash flowing businesses and things like that. So right now, like I said, I'm all about like elevation or whatever. I did seclude myself for like almost a year from like friends, family, and things like that. Like I stopped going out or whatever like that. Some people could say that I was living like a really boring life, but it was boring. But I'm in that season, but I'm reaping a lot of benefits from that now. Okay, and what I do notice is that I didn't go back to doing the same things that I used to do, or like the way that I used to do it, but I did, start going back around my friends, because sometimes that secluding yourself gets lonely and boring. So I started going out maybe like once every week or 2 weeks or whatever like that, just so I can have like some type of social life. But honestly and truly, I made a decision yesterday that I'm finna nip that in the bud again. So, yeah, I'm like, there's more goals to be met, and I was watching a podcast the other day, and it was the guy off of Shark Tank. I can't think of his name right now, but he was basically saying like, you have to have more, I think he said, signal than noise. And the analogy basically means like, if in the next 14 hours of me being awake, if I got 5 things that I need to accomplish, whatever does not contribute to that success of those 5 items needs to be blocked out. The noise needs to be blocked out so your signal can be focused or whatever. So yeah, and I feel like going out, yes, it's cool, and yes, you should have balance, but if you're not where you want to be and you can recognize things that's slowing you down, you have everything in your power, and you have it in your power to control it, you control it. So, if a friend don't want to, fuck with me because I don't want to go out or whatever for maybe 3 or 6 months, then so be it. I don't care, because they gonna still be in the same place 9 times out of 10 while I'm not in that same place. So I was thankful enough to have friends who didn't care, or some people that actually would go right along with me, type of thing. So that was pretty cool in regards to that. And yeah, I was a big back. Now I'm a medium back. And I want to be back to a big back, but I don't want to be a fat big back. I want to be a big back that, it's chiseled and all of that there. And then I need my bank account to be a big back. Okay? So I got to do whatever I got to do to get to where I want to be. Because like I said, I'm 30. The clock is ticking. And I have a really big goal that I want to meet by the age of 33. So any hindrances cannot occupy my time. So yeah, that's where I'm basically at with it right now. All I've done so far is make the drizzle for the finished product, chop up my green onions, cut up my bacon, and seared that off. Made it really, really crispy. I'm gonna still let it cook a little bit. The potatoes are in the oven cooking through. Once they come out, I'm gonna slice them in half, scoop out majority of the inside of potato, save that for a dish for later on. And then once I scrape them out, put them back in the oven, do a little salt and pepper on them, let them start to crisp up. It's probably gonna be in there for like 10 to 12 minutes while it does that. And then I'll go ahead and assemble everything, put it back in the oven, and let the cheese melt. Oh dang, I didn't do the cheese yet. But we're doing a Sargento fat-free shredded cheese. And that's gonna go, I think it's like 30 grams of that, and that'll go on top of everything. So yeah. What else can I tell y'all about? I'm trying to think. What else can we talk about? I can tell y'all about TLC. So in November of 2024, I launched a business partnership with TLC Total Life Changes. We sell the best wellness products on the market right now. We have things like daily multivitamins. It has over 18 amino acids in it. Vitamins A, B, C, D, and whatever the rest of them. I can't think of it right now, but it's got folate, iron, zinc, has a lot of different nutrients to it, and it's liquid. So it's very easy to take. It gets into your bloodstream almost immediately. We have things called, these capsules called NRG. Those are basically mood enhancers. They burn up to 300 calories with little to no effort. It has something called 5-HTP in it, so it's sending happy signals to your brain. So that's what I meant about like a mood enhancer. We have cleansing teas. We have a brewed tea, a couple of different flavored teas. They empty out your lower and upper digestive tract. Really good for like dropping if you have like infected intestines. And what I mean by infected intestines is like, yeah, you got a gut and you ain't never did no cleanse. That is gonna cleanse out, rid your body of all of the nastiness or whatever that you may be carrying around that you don't even know that you got in you. So it's a wonderful cleanse. I was actually on that when I first started my journey or whatever, and I saw a big difference in my body. We have things like infinity oil. If you got eczema, dry skin, or if you just want to glisten and glow, that's gonna be good for you. We just launched our own GLP-1 series. It's called the Slimming System. It's going to curb your appetite, boost your metabolism, and it also has a cleansing aspect to that as well, that is going to cleanse your liver and your colon. You know, all of your blood pumps through your liver within 5 minutes, every 5 minutes or every 5 seconds, something with 5. Sorry, can't think of it right now. I actually don't have the Slimming System just yet, so I'm not really up to date on everything it does, but it is our GLP-1 peptide system. Very excited about that. So once I actually get my hands on it, it's gonna be over with. I don't think I'm gonna use it for myself, just because I'm in the process of right now trying to build muscle. I need to be able to consume proteins and everything like that, and I just don't want to be restricting myself with something that reduces my appetite, because it's already hard for me to get down 160 grams of protein. So I ain't trying to go that route. I feel like I'll be fighting against myself with that. What else do we have? I I feel like I'm missing a product. I'm probably missing a product, but I can't think of it right now. But yeah, it's been an amazing ride being with them. It's nothing but community. Everybody cheers everybody on. It's not like a big competition because essentially we are network marketing people. So it's not like a competition. Like I said, everybody is genuinely cheering everyone on. Really love that. About the company and everything like that. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take a little break while these potatoes finish cooking, and I'll be right back with y'all. Okay, bye. The potatoes should be done. I got my bacon done, so it's nice and crispy, so everything is ready to go. I'm gonna go ahead and pull these out of the oven. Steamy. Take these right on out. Ooh, shoot. It's hot. They look nice and good. All right. So these are hot, so I'm gonna handle them with tongs, and we are going to cut them long ways. Whew, look at all that steam. I know y'all can't see it, but it's a lot of steam. And we are going to scoop out majority of the insides, okay? Shit, it's hot. Yeah, I needed that paper towel for a barrier. So like I was telling y'all, I came up with Fort Fitness because I was able to combine all the different facets that I was learning and put them together or whatever to create Fort Fitness. But the motivation behind it also was because I got tired of eating boring meals, okay? Like coming from the background that I come from and like being the retired big bag that I was, I knew I wanted more flavor on my plate or whatever. So I made it my mission to figure out how I could still achieve my goal, all while eating some of the things that I knew I liked to eat. And I knew I needed to consume at least like 160 grams of protein a day. I knew I needed to eat a little less calories than I was consuming. So I did my research, found products that were in alignment with what I was needing and what I felt other people needed. And that's how Fort Fitness came about. And when I was trying to figure out recipes, I was like, dang, what's stuff that I like to eat? Well, not what stuff that I like to eat, but like what's like universal stuff that I feel like people like. Oh shit. Cut that one and a little bit of the skin came off. It's all good. I was like, what stuff that I know other people go like or whatever. And I'm a Southern boy at heart, so that's how I came up with Fort Fitness, high protein, low calorie, Southern eats and treats. Everything is broken down into different nutritional counts, however you want to say it. So you get to see your calories per serving, amount of protein that you're gonna have, how much fats, if it's a dessert, how much sugar, carbs, like all of the main things that if people count is gonna be in there. Okay, so, and then it's broken down into breakfast, snacks, which is one of the things that we're doing right now. We're doing a snack, and breakfast snack, sides, entrees, and desserts. And I'm really proud of it. It's over 50 recipes. And yeah, it's pretty cool, if I do say so myself. Pretty darn cool. So what I'm gonna do now is spray them with a little avocado oil. Season it with a little black pepper. And salt. I think I'm gonna use this pink Himalayan salt. Oh, excuse me. Oh, shoot. That pepper got in me. This shit's so thick. It's like, I promise y'all it's not coming out. Oh my gosh, why is it not coming out for me? This is embarrassing. I don't understand. It's not clicking. Oh, there it is. It's doing it now. So let me just do this. And then we are going to transfer these to the pan that we are going to put in the oven, because we're going to let the inside crisp up a little bit. We're going to put them in here for 10 to 12 minutes, skin side down, and then flip them halfway so they can get crispy all around. So back into the oven. At about 5 or 6 minutes, I'm going to take them out, flip them like I said. Okay, so while that's going, I want to put this cream mixture into like a squirt bottle. So you could very well just drizzle it on top with a spoon, but I'm extra, so I want to make mine really pretty. I'm gonna put it in here, a little squirt bottle, like so, like that, like Auntie Tab say. And then I'm gonna go ahead and take these out, flip them, and put them back in the oven. thing is hot, baby. So, yeah. Basically, with Fork Fitness, my goal was to find a way, like I've been saying, eat the way I wanted to, or slightly the way I wanted to, and still make sure I hit my goals. So I did all of the necessary things to ensure I was producing a quality product. Like, I did my research in regards to the brands, the cooking style, all of the things that would transform those unhealthy meals that I used to love to consume and make it into something better too for my body. So yeah, that was my biggest thing, and I think I did a pretty darn good job. So there's that. I'm gonna eat this bacon before the stuff get out. It's so crispy and pretty. Let me get closer so y'all can see. Yeah, y'all see that? Bacon pretty. Folk always talking about like they can't get no crispy turkey bacon. You see it right here. And I tested all of the recipes out, so before putting them in here. And like I said, it's over 50 recipes. That was pretty expensive. I ain't even gonna lie to you. That was pretty expensive and not time consuming, but time consuming in the same sense, because it was like trial and error. Like, some brands were maybe like exceptionally good for you, but the taste wasn't there. So I had to go back to the drawing board and then retry it all the way over again. So, but that was just showing me dedication. Like, I was dedicated to making sure I produced a very good product. So yeah, like I said, I think I did a very good job. I'm proud of it. A lot of the feedback that I've gotten from people seems like they love it. So yeah. So it's been the 5-6 minutes for them on this, the potatoes on the flip side. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull them out the oven. Whew. Baby, I be scared to open up the oven and a dishwasher. Alright. I know these potatoes is squealing. Like, flip these boys right on over. This what the inside look like. Shitty. This what the inside look like. Okay, so what we gonna do is, this is our 60 grams of cheese. Put that right in the inside, in the little boat area. Put our bacon. Shit. You got to do this fairly quick because you don't want your cheese to start melting. Go in with your green onions. Then if you got a little more cheese left over, just sprinkle that on top. All right, y'all. So now these gonna go back in the oven for like 5 minutes until the cheese melt all the way down, and we got perfection. And I'll show y'all what the finished product look like in a minute. Within 5 minutes. So they done been in there for like 5 minutes or so. I put the oven on broil, and you know there's a fine line between done and overdone when you got that broiler on. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull them out. Oh, they're so pretty. They're so pretty. See them? So beautiful, crispy, I can tell. Get this one right here. This one right here. We'll take our sauce. Do like a little drizzle like that. We're gonna take some more green onions. And just sprinkle them all around the plate. And you have, boom, get all up close of them. My backup phone, trap phone. If you did what needed to be done, this is how they would look. Beautiful. Without the sauce, with the sauce. I got half of mine to not let them cool down, but then I got half of mine to let them cool down. So here's the moment of truth. I already know they're gonna be good, but you know, I'm gonna make sure I taste them for y'all. So cheers to another episode in the book. What side do I want to bite? Mm-hmm. high protein, low calorie, southern eats and treats. You don't get no better than this at all. Mm-hmm. I tell y'all this every week. Stop cheating yourself and go treat yourself and get the ebook. It's in every bio. Very well thought out. Came from a place of love. And is here to help. So people are always talking about they want to make a change. Well, start with your plate. Once you get disciplined, a lot of other things are gonna fall into place. But I love y'all so much. Thank you for tuning in. I know this episode may have been a little boring. I apologize, but I just wanted to get y'all to know me a little bit more outside of the turn up me. But I'll see y'all next week for another episode of Fort Fitness. Peace. Yeah. Peace.